I'd really like to thank you all for attending this Justin Howells Memorial Lecture, which commemorates the 20th anniversary of his passing. We know he is greatly missed by all his friends and family, and we'd like to say a special hello to his mother, Mimi Howells, who will be watching this online, and we send our biggest love and best wishes to her and all her family as well. Justin died on the 21st of February 2005. A good friend to the St. Bride Library and the wider typographic community in 1999, he founded the original Friends of St. Bride Library with James Mosley. He was not only a distinguished scholar whose wide-ranging research was making an important contribution to our understanding of the types and lettering of the past, but he also put that scholarship into practice, learning to cast type by hand and to demonstrate to others the techniques of this secretive and mysterious trade. This annual lecture series is given in his memory. So today, we are delighted to be joined by Alan Kitching, Krista Radoeva, sorry, pronunciation is terrible there, I did apologise in advance, Dan Forster, Clare Bell, Anıl Aykan, Eleni Beveratou, Toshi Omagari, and Erik Spiekermann. They have all been invited to speak on the topic of the art of looking this evening, celebrating the power of observation and Justin's legacy of curiosity and insight. Thank you. First up, we have Alan Kitching, who we are delighted to have here with us today. And I'm just going to show a video before we go on with the slides. There we go.
Good evening. Very nice to be here and invited to this very special occasion because of the Justin Howells lectures. I knew Justin quite well, and he was a walking legend on history of typography and the type archive, which I want to talk about tonight a little bit. And I was very thrilled to get this commission through Richard Arder from North New Press. They're doing a book about the history of the type archive in Stockwell, published by Thames and Hudson. And part of the book is there's a supplement, which is special essays written by different people, printed letterpress, to go with the main Thames and Hudson book. And I was very thrilled to be asked to do the cover, except it was a sort of poison chalice, because he said it wasn't just like the cover, they wanted 100 copies printed of it. It's a very special edition. And I said to him, well, look, I don't normally print more than 10 copies of anything. So to make 100 copies was a big job for me to do. And you saw the on the video there, you saw the inking up. And it was Richard and my assistant, Michelle Dwyer, here. Come up here, darling. Come up here, both of you come up here. And we're sure that we've got the proof here as well. So these two really did the print. The thing about the printing is the inking. The inking takes ages. Inking all those individual colours up. This is the proof. So it took like 3 days to print this, 100 copies, 120 copies, because you need a few extras when it's to be bound up. So that's what we did. Now, the significant thing was that the word type archive and all the whole of the alphabet is in this sheet. So there's 26 letters in there, all different fonts, which is indicative of the type museum, really, because all the type I've got came from De Little in York or from Stevenson Blake in Sheffield. And so it kind of links with the history of the type archive as well. the only repetition was the E on type and archive, so I just did the one E, so it shares the same word. That's why it's a large E at the end. And I think at the slides at the end there's a picture of it, how it wraps up. The other thing about this project was it had to act as a poster as well as a book jacket, so it had to wrap round a book. So the paper was very important. So I rang up my friend John Purcell Papers, and I explained what the project was. I said it's going to be thin enough to be to fold up and wrap. And he suggested this paper, which is fantastic paper, and it's called Lambeth. It's very nice, it's slightly off-white, and it's 130 gram, and John Purcell's knowledge of paper is so profound. I would always ask his advice on things. It's dead right, the paper is absolutely dead right. It prints beautiful, it folds delightfully, and it just does the job perfect. So that is the background to the project. Now we can show some slides, I think, can we? Thank you very much, Richard. Again, this is the form that was done, printed up. And just a reference back, I've always loved the work of the Dutch typographer. What's his name? But no, it was Werkman. No, I'm a big fan of Werkman. I've forgotten his name now. He did a lovely piece of work. It's a bit like this, actually. 1930 something it was. I'll think of it in a minute. Piet Zwart. That's the guy, yeah. Sorry, thank you very much, Pete, yeah. He did a lovely piece on sort of typographic nonsense like this. So it was, back in my mind was like, Piet Zwart's work was like lingering in my mind when I was doing this. And it had to have a big A to start the word off. And you'll see how it wraps around. The other thing is that the Type Museum was in the address in Stockwell, it was Alphabet Muse. So there's a nice link with the alphabet as well. And this is how it works out. So the book on the left is the book which Richard's doing of the hardback. It's mainly essays and photographs of the type archive, and this is the supplement which goes with it. So they're very different, but a very nice companion to each one. And there's some shots here from the archive. And this amazing kind of collection of printing typographical history, which is in the book. That's a pantograph. This is a part of the museum. Do you want to talk about that? Just mention this. You can stand here. I'm not quite sure what else to add. You said. Well, you know about it. What I know.
For anyone who wasn't aware of the Type Archive, it was a place not far from where Alan's studio is in Stockwell in South London, which collected the remnants of the type founding industries of this country. So the tools and machinery that made type, both wood and metal type. Around 8 million artifacts in all, patterns, punches, matrices, type, etc. It was a real treasure trove that was a working museum for around 30 years until 2022, when unfortunately it was forced to close. So really, as someone who volunteered there, it felt like a bit of a duty to share what I had seen and learned. So the main book, which is this one on the left here, is predominantly photography of the artifacts with captions that explain what they are. And then the idea was that because the publication was part funded with a fundraising campaign, we would offer incentives. So it seemed like the perfect opportunity to do a companion book which showcased the techniques, i.e. letterpress. So the book on the right will be all letterpress printed from metal type, And what I really wanted to be able to do was incorporate some wood type, which made me instantly think of Alan, who that's his medium, and he had a relationship with the archive and with the medium. And so because we were having a dust jacket on the standard edition, I thought, well, let's do a letterpress dust jacket for the special book, hence the commission. And it was very nice to be invited to be hands-on to help realize it as well. But it's a real honor to join all of these things together in one place like that. And incidentally, as a side mention, Albertus, the type that you see used in the title, is a cut designed by Toshi, who's also speaking later. So, very small world.
Thank you, Richard. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I think that's it, isn't it? About 10 minutes is up. All right. Okay. Are we done? Yeah. Thank you.